Welcome back. My next guest is Magic. He's one half of the legendary duo Penn and Teller, a global TV superstar. They offer a new crime novel, Random, and Penn Jillette. Great to see you.
Good to see
Interviewed
you.
you many times, never in this studio, so great to have
nice.
you.
Really nice.
First of all, I want to talk about Teller, your great friend, co-star, has just had
47 years.
Big heart surgery
Yeah,
after a heart attack.
he had a quadruple bypass, and I got to tell you, it shook me up more than it did him. 2 days later, he was in physical therapy.
Where were you when it happened?
He was at home in Las Vegas, and it's really remarkable. As I was walking out of he's in a rehab facility where they're doing physical therapy. All the nurses took me aside and said, "We've never seen anybody like him. He's like a week ahead of where he should be, 2 weeks ahead." And I said, "Well, he's tough."
Yeah, but he's going to be okay.
Oh yeah, we'll be back end of November,
Amazing.
December, and
It's scary for you as his friend.
Terrifying. Terrifying.
Did you think for a moment you may lose him?
Well, there was no reason to think that, but I thought that. You know what I mean?
Of course.
All your fears go through your head.
Yeah. Well, please send him my very best.
I certainly will.
And on behalf of all of the viewers too. It's great, so much to talk to you about. But first of all, this issue of Kanye West, what he tweeted, being no platform, this whole issue of social media censorship. What's your view about it?
It all comes down, as usual, to me being wrong. When I remember being in a seminar at MIT at the end of the 80s, early 90s, talking about how when you'd had total free speech and everybody had access, and looking at this as kind of a utopia, it had never crossed my mind that we'd find a way to monetize shock and hate and outrage. And once you've got those, and there are algorithms that are in place to monetize that, I don't think, of course, he should not have said that.
Should he be no platform for it?
These are private organizations. They can take them off, and they probably
But should he morally, do you think? Is it the right call? Where do you think that line with free speech and hate speech begins and ends?
I think that if you're talking morally, it's absolutely reprehensible and should never be said. Who decides that it shouldn't be said is a hard issue. But the real problem seems to be much deeper in that we found a way to reward that kind of thing. And of course, with our mutual acquaintance, Donald Trump, we saw that got rewarded and rewarded and rewarded. I don't care what they say about me as long as they talk about me.
Right.
That was always kind of nonsense, but now it seems very close to being literally true.
Should social media firms like Twitter, like Facebook, like Instagram, this awful case of this young girl who was bombarded with imagery about suicide and depression because she was looking for stuff about suicide and depression. And in the end, the court ruled that it ended up contributing to her taking her life. It seems to me it's a bit of a Wild West still. When you run a newspaper, it's regulated. You run a TV show, they're regulated. But the social media is just completely lawless, it seems to me.
The whole thing is there's got to be a way to change it so that that's not rewarded. And I don't think it's really tough to say we want to have a board or a government doing this, but private companies, Twitter can have anybody off there they want.
Of course, they can do what they want.
You can allow anybody you want on your show.
Yeah.
You can decide. You're deciding all the time who's not on your show.
In a way, it's a form of censorship by who you decide to have and not.
Yeah, you've decided that 7.6 billion people won't be on your show tonight.
What's going to happen with your country in the next election? Is Donald Trump going to run again? Should he run again? Would it be good or bad for America if he
We've
does?
actually had one candidate run for president while in jail. It was the communist candidate in the right after the First World War.
Really?
You can legally run in the United States.
Should Trump run again? Would it be good or bad for America?
For America, terrible. Awful. We worked with him, you and I think that one of
Celebrity Apprentice,
many things we agree on, some we disagree on, but many things we agree on is he was wonderful as a television character. But did either one of us think he'd be a good president?
I never thought he'd be president a million years.
No, neither did I. And
in a way, his instincts were pretty good. The rhetoric was a lot of the problem with Trump.
Well, what I think was the problem was the complete and utter lack of shame.
Yes.
And
I don't think he has a shame valve.
No.
I don't think he has an empathy valve or a shame valve.
No,
he certainly got a lot of support from people.
Never heard him sincerely laugh at a joke that wasn't at someone's expense.
Yeah.
And more importantly, kind of poetically, never saw him tap his foot to music. Did you ever see him like?
No, but now you mention it, that is creepy. I totally agree.
It's really creepy.
Talking of people tapping their feet to music, you're about to replace Simon Cowell on Britain's
Yeah, I'll get a
Talent for
higher
Christmas
waist and
special.
I'll undo my
I
shirt.
mean, you're far too good looking to replace Simon Cowell, aren't you? But it's a one-off special at Christmas on Britain's Got Talent. Sitting, in fact, probably in one of the old chairs I used to sit on as a judge.
Yes. And it'll be a 2-hour Christmas special, all magicians, and I think I know all of them. So it'll be wonderful because they really shoot magic very well.
Yeah.
And I've seen the list of who they have on, and they are wonderful.
Brilliant. Well, it's strange, isn't it, how our worlds collide. I've interviewed you around the world. You're now going to be judging the show I judged for 4 years, and it's great to see you.
And I will try to fill your shoes.
Good luck with Random, the book.
Oh, thank you so much.
I hear it's great. It's great to see you, and send all our very best to Television.
I certainly will.
Good to see you.